But likewise, if they have been, it might make it a little bit more interesting. But we'll see. So we'll ride on board with the main man, Rexy Boy. See how he gets on. Well, he's potentially compromised himself slightly there by getting on the brakes. He didn't have much choice but to, because the line was slightly out. We'll have a look at Nino, see what he's up to. So it's looking like Nino's going to take P1 for quali. He's had a pretty good lap there. Let's have a look on the next screen and see who's got what showing. So there's a good sort of, well, just under 7/10 difference between the two drivers there. But I think it's going to be a lot tighter during the race. I'm certainly hoping it's going to be that way.
Yeah.
So here we are then, lights out. Again, the game's giving us shit angles for the camera starting the race. Both drivers seem to have got away pretty well there. Nino pulling himself into quite a comfortable early lead there, actually. He's already 8/10 up, 8/10 ahead. Rex is going to have to get his arse in gear here, and he's really going to have his work cut out, I think. Rex is just going to have to make sure that he goes into this, keeps his head steady, puts the pressure on when needed, and make sure that he gets his foot on that gas nice and early. I think Nino's probably going to do what he can with his ERS to make sure he stays outside of that 1 second gap, but that's potentially going to come back and hurt him. Oh, Rex has gone really deep there. It's not going to play into his favour at all. Yeah, we're coming to the end of lap 1 now, and we're already a 2 second gap between the two drivers. So I can't help but look. I'm going to have a look at Nino and see how he's getting on for his ERS, see if he's used any at all yet. And he hasn't used any at all. And he's managed to make that 2 second gap without even touching the ERS. So fair play to him. Come on, Rexy lad. Get your foot down. Get on the case. Charge him down. Hit your braking points nice. Pretty decent turn 1 there. Hey, oh, come on, Rexy. It looked like you was just about to go off there, lad. I don't know if it was a glitch on the game or something, but it didn't look too pretty. So everyone in the league that knows these guys knows that they're pretty used to doing battle. I think that's fair to say. They can usually find themselves a little bit further down the grid. You know, depending on what's happening with strategy and how the race is going, what's happened with the weather. Sometimes they're pushing themselves a little bit further to the front, but for the most part, these two do tend to do battle towards the back of the grid. The back middle, I would say, that's probably a fair summary. I think both drivers would be pretty happy to agree with that. So the way that these races have been set up for this tournament, it's been really well matched, I think. On paper anyway, you know, we've not necessarily seen that transpire when it's actually come down to racing on the track, but on paper these two lads should be a lot closer together than what they are. And Rexy is really going to have to give it some full beans now if he's going to wind him back in. You know, all it takes is to bring that clock down a little bit, you know, get the gap closed down. That'll automatically put a lot of pressure on Nino. Then Nino's gonna have to test his wit, see if he's able to cope with that pressure. But Rex is exhausted around about 50% of his ERS so far. So he is purely really relying on some really good driving here. He's really going to have to make it count now. You know, he's gone so deep there, so deep. He's really cost himself a lot of time there. Probably lost around about half a second to Nino just on that one turn. You know, it's so integral to get those turns correct. You've got to come out of them giving yourself the best fighting chance to be able to get your foot straight on the gas. You know, get your car lined up, straight on the gas, get yourself a way up the road, and bring your man back in. Oh, so what we got happening here then? Wow, completely missed what's happened there, but it's changed the game. This has really pulled into Nino's hands. Into Rex's hands. Nino's must have had an absolute stinker there. Maybe he's got on the gas a little bit too quick. Let's go back with Nino and see what he's doing to catch up. Nino is gonna be kicking himself here. I know he was so keen for this race. He's gonna be absolutely devastated with himself. He had a real good chance of winning this. You know, I'm not saying that it's over yet, because there's every chance that there might be another mistake from Rexy and that could swing the tide out again. Oh, come on, Nino. You've got to do better than that, mate, if you're going to give yourself a chance. You've got to be getting through there comfortably. You cannot afford to be picking up any warnings on this. You know, it's 5 laps. A time penalty can be absolutely devastating. Come on, Nino, lad. Reel him back in. It doesn't look like Rex has got away too well there. Nino is closing this gap really well. We could be in for an exciting lap 5, guys. All 5 guys. Oh, a nice burger and chips. Lovely jubbly. Oh, come on, Nino. This is going to be fireworks on lap 5. This is a commentator's dream. This is what I've been waiting for. We had the race earlier with Tezza and Stiffy, and it was pretty uniform. You know, Tezza got the lead and kept it there comfortably, drove off. Didn't really give me too much excitement to commentate about. But Nino is doing a job. He's rolled up his sleeves here. He's got Rexy well in his sights, and he's coming for him. Rex is going to be feeling the pressure. Now, it's imperative that Nino, well, it's imperative for both of them that they really wrap up Sector 1 really well. This could be where the race is going to be won and lost. Come on, lads. Let's see what yous are made of. Nino has got that almost beautifully going through there. I think he needs a little little bit more tweaking as he comes out of turn 3 and goes into turn 4. But once he's got that right, he's going to be bang on the money. Come on. Oh, Nino, come on, lad. You've cost yourself majorly there. You've really got to make this DRS count. Come on, lad. Get your foot down. Give us a battle. Give the crowd what they want. Down to half a second. I think at the time of the incident, the biggest gap between the two drivers was about 4 seconds, maybe 4.5. Nino has really got his head down here and he's reeled him back in. He's put the pressure on Rexy. This is, without doubt, the best race in terms of excitement that we've had so far. Who's going to go for it? Nino can smell him. He can smell blood. He can smell blood. Is one of them going to run wide? Oh, Nino's going to do him on the line. He's going to get him. He's going to do him. But the penalty's going to cost him. Nino, the penalty cost you. You could have had the win there, lad. But you've got to be so clean on these 5-lappers. You know, the game gives you 2 warnings and that's it. You know, 2 mistakes and that's it. Penalty straight against your name. But what a fantastic race from both drivers. You know, Rexy kept his head down early on, even though he fell back quite far. He kept his head down. He was maybe hoping, maybe done a little rain dance that that Nino would fuck up there. And it's paid out. It's paid up for him. Perfect. Well, there we go, guys. Thanks for a brilliant race. Sithi buongiorno.